Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing Get Ready With Me, as you can probably tell from me not having any makeup on, though I did prime my eyes and my face before, just to save time, and I'm going to try out some new eyeshadows today. I have the Maybelline City Mini palette in the color Downtown Sunrise, and then I have this Naked Cosmetics palette in the color, it doesn't really have a color, I'm not seeing one on here. But it just has these three in here. We had a couple of those, but I don't know. I already primed my eyes, so I'm just gonna set my eyelids and get started with my eye makeup first. And just let you guys know, you can probably see, but because it's down here, I do have a cherubm. It's just like a tank kind of thing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this pointed kabuki type brush and take this nude matte right here, and it says base, which this is a really good base shade. You don't hardly, oh, and it's actually really pigmented. It's not super sheer or anything, which I haven't used Maybelline eyeshadows in such a long time. Like, not that I have anything against them, I just haven't tried them in a long time, because I've been trying out more high-end palettes recently, so I haven't really been trying out a lot of Maybelline products. But I used to really love those, the ones that had like the 4 or 5 colors in them. I can't remember what they were called, but they were really smooth, pigmented, and creamy. I used to have this one called Sunset or something, and I was obsessed with it. Every time fall came around, I would wear that like every day. Yeah, this seems like a really smooth and creamy eyeshadow. I'm gonna use this color right here. I wish these had names. It just says crease, and it's like, but for me it's like a transition color. Let's hope it even is a transition color, because from what I'm seeing right now, it ain't looking like it's even a transition color. It's a little bit light. It has some powder kickback, and this shade, I wouldn't say it's super pigmented. It's pretty much my skin tone. Yeah, it's basically a shade down from, I'm gonna have to take a different transition color. If you're super duper pale, that might be a transition color for you. I'm gonna use Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, just in my little palette. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Honestly, they look similar, except that one's just so light. It's super duper light. And if you can hear my fan, I have it on the lowest setting, so hopefully it's not super loud. But if you can hear a little windy noise, that's probably what it is. I'm gonna use this Soft Lips Hello Kitty, the mint chocolate one. This was like a Christmas collection, but I hate to use it because you can't really get a hold of at least this flavor, and this is how much is left. Like literally almost nothing. See, the dome is way down, and it's not very much in there anymore. Yeah, so far that base color, it works as a like setting the lid type color, but that transition color is literally, it might be pretty on the lid if I was doing an all matte look, but that's not what I'm going for today. And I'm gonna go into that this darkest brown right here. It says liner, but I'm gonna be using it as like a, ooh, it has decent pigment. It's not as dark as it looks in the pan. Like in the pan, it looks like it's super duper dark, but to me it don't look like that outside the pan. I'm not going to be doing a super intricate eye look because I'm really trying to see how this palette works. And if I do like a super in-depth eye look, like that might not be, I just want to do a go-to type of regular old look. Though I could say that now and it might change, because honestly, I always say I'm gonna do a soft look today, and then it ends up just being a full glam look. I think I'm gonna do a cut crease though, because I haven't done a cut crease on video and on my channel or anything, so I thought maybe today I'll do a cut crease. Yeah, this builds on itself really well. I like the way this builds up. And these don't blend bad either. I only got one of these so far because honestly a lot of the colors are colors that I already have a lot of. A lot of the colors are colors I already have a lot of and that I really don't need any more of. Like neutrals and stuff. This one's neutral too, but I couldn't help it. Sunset type colors always get me. I'm obsessed with those kind of colors. They always get me, but I'm gonna cut the crease now. And the way that I do this, like everybody does it kind of differently on YouTube and stuff, but the way that I do this is I take concealer and like a flat kind of liner brush, and this is just one of those one of these type of brushes, and I just cut that a little above the crease, and I'm just gonna do like a half cut crease, not a full cut crease today. I like this brush for cutting the crease because you get a pretty sharp line. Like the line stays kind of sharp, except on this outer part I don't want it to be sharp, but there I go, like a half cut crease. And then on the lid I'm gonna use this isn't like a super dramatic cut crease either. This is like a somewhat natural cut crease, as natural as a cut crease could get. But yeah, I'm gonna put on the lid, I'm gonna go with this pink one right here, at least on the inner part of the lid. And then on the middle part of the lid, no, the outer part, I'm gonna go in with that color, which they don't have names, it's just a lid, is what we call it. Yeah, these don't really disappoint me. They have decent pigmentation. I feel like they have as much pigment as my regular shadows, all except for that. On the lower lash line, I'm just gonna put that color that says liner and then mix that with a little bit with the transition color I tried to use. And I'm just taking that on this long Langnickel detail brush. Yeah, I feel like if you like these sunset type shadows, I feel like you'd like this palette, honestly. Now I'm just gonna move on to the face before I do brows and stuff. I just applied from this Naked Cosmetics palette that bright orange on the bottom, just to kind of tie in with the sunset type vibe. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that kind of burgundy color at the end and put that in the outer. Because I want it to be kind of I want it to be a little bit smoky at the bottom. Yeah, so far I like this eye look. Now I'm going to move on to the face. I primed with the NYX Angel Veil Primer and foundation. I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And I put 2 pumps in the back of my hand. And I'm going to use... this Sedona Lace 480 brush. I got mine a long time ago, so let's hope. So they might not be the same numbers anymore. It's just a round top kabuki, and this foundation can easily look very streaky. Like, I honestly thought, whenever I saw people apply this, I was like, oh, that's so easy to apply, this and that. No, it can look streaky in a second. Like, you gotta be careful about this. It can look very streaky very quick. Like, you have to use like 2 brushes, like one to put it on there, and blend out some, and then you gotta use another one to finish blending it, because otherwise it will be a mess and it won't look very good. There we go, that's 1 layer of foundation. As you can see, it has, to me, it has like a, I feel like it has a light to medium coverage, but it is buildable. I'm gonna build on top of it just to show you guys. In places, you can build it to decently high coverage. But I would recommend using either 2 brushes to blend this in, or honestly a sponge saves you from getting streaky, but sometimes I don't feel like wetting a sponge and like going to the sink and stuff, so like I'll be lazy and just use 2 brushes to blend it out. But either a brush and a sponge, because a brush will give you more coverage, but then if you just go over it with a sponge real quick to get rid of that streaky type look, then that will work too. And I'm going to conceal with the Tarte Shape Tape. I almost said Maybelline Shape Tape. I wish it was Maybelline price. But it's not super duper expensive, I don't think. It's expensive, like it's not cheap or nothing, but it's also not like ridiculously expensive. Like there's concealers that are like $40. And this one's like 20 something. So that ain't bad. And I'm mixing it with the Sephora Gel Serum, which this one is a really good price and it's really awesome. It has a little bit more dew to it than the Tarte Shape Tape, but it's not super dewy or anything either. For me, it just helps give it a little bit more hydration and not be so cakey. Which it's not that it's cakey, it's just I have dry under eyes, and on me, sometimes if my skin is super dry, which I don't even have dry skin, so if you have really dry skin, I don't know how people with super dry skin use Shape Tape. They'd have to either especially use it with a beauty blender or something with moisture, because if it gets dry on me, which I have pretty oily skin, my whole face, my under eyes and everything with the NYX Mineral Set It, Don't Fret It in light medium. Honestly though, the medium dark one doesn't look that dark. Like I've seen the medium dark of this powder and it looks more like just a medium to tan or whatever. Now I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. Pro Bronze Fusion is what I just said. But Pro Bronze Fusion, I really like this bronzer, and I use it with a stippling brush or like a fluffy cheek brush of some kind. Because I don't care for super defined contour. I don't even know why I moved my face like that, because I could do it without doing that. Like, I know where my cheek is. But out of habit, I just always do that. And I'm going to highlight with, I got a highlight with Ofra Rodeo Drive. I'm just obsessed. This is like my fave right now. I tapped in too many times because honestly you only need to one time. Okay, and the tip of the nose. I watched a video from Pixie Woo and they were talking about how, well, not both of them, but I can't remember if it was Sam or Nick that was talking about it. But they were saying that basically, like she was saying that basically she doesn't understand why people highlight their nose. I don't know, it just gives like an effect of like a button kind of nose. I don't know. I feel like I honestly just highlight my nose because I've seen other people highlight their nose, which sounds kind of ignorant or whatever. It sounds kind of ignorant, but I don't know. I just like the look of it, but I can't point my finger on why I like the look of it, but I just do. And I'm gonna use the Balm Frat Boy blush. I want to get the full size of this. All I have right now is a little like sample of it. Now I'm gonna move on to my eyebrows because it looks kind of weird when you don't have your eyebrows done but you have everything else done. I'm gonna use Brow by Benefit in the color 5. I love this little brush that comes with it. I don't know why, but I do. I really like that brush. Now I'm going to fill in my brows. Nothing super dramatic. I'm just gonna my camera stopped recording, but I don't know when it stopped recording, so let's hope that it got me doing my brows. I wish they would sell this little brush that comes with the brow in like big form, but make the brush like the same size and add a spoolie. So I'm going to set my brows with the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. You want out, chicos? Never let my dog out. Okay, now I'm gonna do eyeliner, and I'm gonna use a brown. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Pro Line Felt Tip Eyeliner in the brown color. I'm not going to do a wing though, I'm just going to line up my lash line. Okay, there's the liner, and I'm going to curl my lashes, and I got this lash curler in Mexico, so I don't know what the brand is. I forgot what it was. I'm gonna put on some mascara. First, I'm just gonna use the Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara, which I haven't used on my channel, but I have been really liking this and I have been using it. But this is the waterproof formula, so first I'm gonna put on a coat of a non-waterproof mascara, and I'm back. I just noticed that if you do a non-waterproof mascara underneath, it just makes it a lot easier to remove at night. So now I'm gonna put this on. I've been really liking this mascara. For me, this is pretty long. I don't have super long eyelashes, so that is pretty long for me, and I'm not gonna put mascara on the bottom lashes because I just don't feel like doing that today. But this does last in the bottom lashes because I have been using it that way for a while. For like a natural lip option, I have this brown lip gloss from Allegory Story, and this is like a deep nude lip gloss. Not deep nude, but like a like chocolate brown kind of color. To me, these two together look gorgeous. Or you could go for a red, which I find always looks really pretty with these looks. And this is the LA Girl pigment gloss in the color Secret. Lip look, which I really like also. I think both of these look really good. Oh, and also I really did like these products that I used today. I feel like I gave you guys the except this lip color, I do like it, but it is sticky, so if I were you guys, I would set it with powder, and it doesn't take the color away or anything, but it does take the tackiness away, because I don't really like that tacky feeling that this gives. But yeah, I would say that the Maybelline palettes I feel like are worth it, and I didn't really try anything else new except for the Maybelline palettes. But that was a finished look, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos from me, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!